Hey everyone. So it's been a while since I've come back from the first video, so I apologize for that. What happened was we planned a last minute vacation to Hawaii. Yes, Hawaii. It was awesome. However, traveling on a 5 to 6 hour flight with two children, that was an experience. It wasn't as challenging as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't easy. So I have a almost 2 month old, and then I have my 3.5 year old. And they both actually did far better than what me and my husband expected. Sorry for the background noise. That's my 3-year-old watching his favorite cartoon, Masha and the Bear, if you guys don't recognize it by now. But I promise I'll get better at these things. I've never done the YouTube thing, so give me a break. Anyway, so yeah, our first flight over from LAX to Honolulu, it was at 5:30 is when the plane took off. 5:30 at night. The reason we did that was because my son is actually in soccer. It was going to be only his second weekend going for practice, and we left on a Sunday. And we actually thought this flight was going to be hard because we were looking for overnight flights, so we figured, the babies will be sleeping most of the way and it'll be easier on us. But we were wrong. So learn from our mistakes. This flight was actually a lot easier because it was during our normal wake up hours. The kids, they were awake. My son actually stayed awake for the whole trip. Towards the last hour is when he was getting a little bit, fussy, which I don't blame him. I mean, you've been sitting in this little cramped up space for like 6 hours and you're 3, My daughter, she did a lot better than what I expected, but she did get fussy a couple of times. It wasn't too bad. Most of the time it was because she needed to stretch, or because she was hungry. And I'm currently breastfeeding, so I did breastfeed her on the plane. We actually didn't have to take a car seat for her. We took one, but it went with our luggage, and those are free, by the way. I learned a whole bunch of new things because I've never traveled with children, and this is only like my 3rd or 4th time traveling by plane. I'm not a frequent flyer myself, so me and my husband, we weren't familiar with any of that stuff, or what we could take, what we couldn't. So that was really interesting to learn. We took our double stroller, and that was free. We didn't have to pay for it. You can take a car seat for each child, and that's free. For my son, since we had to pay for a seat, they allowed us to bring his car seat with him on the first flight, and it was 3 of us. It was my husband, me, and my son, and then me and my husband took turns carrying the baby. But pretty much they allowed his car seat in, and he sat in the middle of me and my husband, and I sat by the window. with my infant. And then it got really weird because on the flight back, they did allow us to take the car seat in, but then this lady, one of the workers there at the Honolulu airport, she was kind of rude. She was a worker there. She was taking our tickets, and she told us that we couldn't take his car seat in because we didn't have a window seat, which was a complete lie because it was actually a group of 4 adults and then my 2 kids, because my mom and my sister went and they had window seats. So I don't know why she couldn't have just have a switch seats or something, but I don't know, airplane regulations, I have no idea. So she didn't allow us to bring the car seat in. They just took it and put it down with the rest of our luggage, which really sucked because the flight back was an overnight flight, and we really wanted the car seat so that my son could sleep comfortably because he's used to sleeping in his car seat. So that jacked all of us up. Do not do an overnight flight with children. Especially if you have to carry one the whole way. My poor son, he couldn't sleep, first of all, comfortably. He didn't sleep, as a matter of fact. I think he only slept the last hour. And that flight took off it was delayed. It was supposed to take off at 9:30, and I think it got delayed to 11 or 11:30. So 6 hours in that plane, nobody slept. I didn't sleep because I had to carry my baby girl, and I felt like I was gonna drop her if I fell asleep. I actually brought my boba. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a baby carrier, and I had her in there for a while, but 6 hours in that thing scrunched up in there, it just didn't work out. Like, she had to come out, stretch, and she's used to lying flat on her back to sleep. So she slept pretty good though throughout that whole flight, but I didn't sleep. I had to stay awake. And then my husband was awake with my son because my son couldn't sleep. I think he only slept like the last hour, so nobody really got any sleep. Don't do an overnight flight with little kids. I don't recommend it. We actually enjoyed the flight over much more because it was our normal wake-up hours. The kids were awake. Baby girl, she would only wake up to eat, really. And I had my boba. She did a lot better the first time in the boba. But again, like, you can't keep a baby scrunched in there for 6 hours, so you do gotta take them out to stretch for a couple of hours on that flight. So yeah, again, the stroller is free, the car seats are free. If you paid for a seat for your kids, you can bring the car seat on, but according to the airline, I guess they each have their own rules about that. We did fly on the same airline, both going and coming back, so I'm not sure what happened as far as the car seat, because the first time we were able to take it on, he sat in the middle. The second time, they told us we didn't have a window seat, we couldn't take it on. Weird, I don't know. Anyway, it was an experience. I was afraid like we were gonna be like those parents with a crying baby. I felt like everyone that was looking at us was kind of like fearing they were gonna sit near us. But it is what it is. You got kids, and just, you gotta do what you gotta do, and we wanted to go on vacation. This was the time to do it, so we did, and we had a lot of fun.
Mommy.
I'll vlog about that the next time.
What are you
Yes,
doing?
puppy. What am I doing? I'll show you right now, okay? Anyway, so if you guys have any questions about flying with children, feel free to ask. My son actually enjoyed lugging around his luggage. I think he felt like he was grown up or something. But he was having a ball, like lugging his little car's luggage around. Um, Again, I use the boba for my infant to carry her in there. It allows you to, have your hands free, which is ideal for situations like that. But again, you can't have them in there for 6 hours. It's just not right. And yeah, other than that, I mean, I think I was like fearing the worst. So I was expecting the worst, but it came out much better than what I had expected. I would fly again with my children. I'd probably do a couple of things different. Like again, booking the flights during our normal wake up hours was a lot better than booking the overnight flight because nobody got any sleep except for my baby. Um, but yeah, that was really interesting. Um, Once we got to Hawaii, though, everything was awesome. Um, if you guys want, I can talk about or post pictures and stuff in the next video about our trip. Um, if not, then, whatever. Anyway, see you guys another time. Bye.